This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter.
A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. It is not dissimilar to how the prototype modulator unfolds rifts, Commander, based on energy readings. Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, assert calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. In the meantime, Commander, it is worth considering your lack of formal alliances. Without Auntie's choice or the Order's help, you will have to face Horizon Point's dangers alone. Failure to make proper preparations raises the likelihood of death and serious injury occurring. This unit is not permitted to participate in free and open elections. Offering encouraging consolation. Good luck with your campaign, Commander. It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the Archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
But to what end is he working here? The Consul I once knew would never act so recklessly.
Fortunately, the Providence is not equipped with exterior weaponry. If you can reach the ship, you should find no obstacles to boarding it. This unit urges moving quickly. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent destruction of the colony.
I've trained for impossible odds, Commander. I can face anything you throw me at. Just say the word.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
What in the interminable void are we looking at here? Everything that's been reconstituted appears maladjusted, imperfect, defective.
Providence identified. Standing for the Protectorate colonial anthem is not required at this time.
Go for fortification!
Locking them down.
And ready. Exposure. Undermining.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
always subtle with its warnings, is it now?
Without the rift modulator, I doubt we'd make much progress here.
Plasma hazard ahead. Please seek an alternate route.
Wasn't sure that'd work. Mobilizing. Back and scan.
Emergency protocols ready.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Investigating hostile intent.
Training.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Your amplificator is charged.
Amplification in progress. Taking the fight out of them. Scrambling enemy neurons.
Promoting teammate health.
Have a fix on their weaknesses.
And ready. Exposure.
Yeah.
A voice match has been found for Agent Pascal. However, Agent Pascal is dead. This unit may need maintenance.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Careful, Commander. This one's obviously at her breaking point.
Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Law, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
That sounds consistent with the other reconstituted troops we've come across. How do you suppose she is different?
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
Hypothesizing. This human and her crew were alive when consumed by the rift. Ergo, they were reconstituted alive by the rift modulator, yet suffering from acute deterioration.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything. So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So what is it that left me like this? Not right. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
The process is referred to as reconstitution. The information contained within a rift is reformed into physical matter, however imperfectly.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. I'll do my best to hold on. Hurry back, huh? I'll keep the porch light on. I'll just wait here, Commander. Go on.
Rover.
Has emerged from the Providence, Commander. Destination, Horizon Point. Intention, unknown.
I'll handle this. I'm present nearby. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
We're all in this together. The Skip Drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are.
The rift has reconstituted more enemies. Engagement imminent.
The flaw in
Proceeding to attack. Combatant scan. Stun weapon ready, Commander.
ratcheting up my aggression. Joining the violence. Well, despite the low probability of such an occurrence, a rift and a plasma hazard are directly blocking our path to the Sovereign's ship. Suggest we scour the area. The scientists here were unlikely near the caliber of the Order, but perhaps they left something useful.
Station by order of the Council, while monitoring the reconstituted.
That's all rather intriguing.
Equation solved. Please input this equation in the Skip Lab terminal at your earliest convenience.
Splendid. Rift secure.
Our projections are off by orders of magnitude. Sovereign seals. Known for hypothesis was correct all along. The results of the experiments were faulty. Capture the reactors, but let the flames spread.
Investigating hostile intentions. Check your scopes for combatant enemies.
Life-preserving medicine. This rover is now the property of the Earth Directorate.
Hostilities are afoot.
Attention, please report to intake for processing. Welcome aboard.
New priority. Unseal the hangar.
to attack.
Target analyzed.
Lay down fire. Torpificator is charged.
Fortifying team.
Mitigating the threat.
Protection in progress. Mobilizing.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Providing a
I have a fix on their weaknesses. My field calculations suggest the rift modulator is on deck 2. Ratcheting up on a combatant scale.
health benefits available at your request. Promoting team.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
What's going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. Acknowledged. This intercom is to be used for emergencies only. Misuse of this intercom will result in prompt arrest and correction of the perpetrator. Now, how can I assist you, Deck 01? Again? I shall send her down right away. But this is becoming a daily occurrence, and I will see such slothfulness reflected on her record. Sick in the head, more like. I wouldn't be surprised if she were vying for a sojourn to placid waters just to get off this ship. But I remind you that gossip is strictly prohibited over this channel. Over and out.
Opted for a more delicate approach, I see. Well, off to deck 2 then.
Just tell the doctor.
Access credentials have already been acquired, Commander. No further credentials required.
Now to find the rift modulator. I estimate there's a 73.47% chance it's nearby. This is anathema to the grand plan and begs for correction.
The evidence strongly suggests a high likelihood that full reconstitution will fail.
alarm on the crew deck. Considering your manner of being, you wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Those credentials do appear legitimate. Welcome, I suppose. I hope you're not expecting a grand tour. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid. But our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever. Further, there is no proof that such data can be stabilized or even edited. The Consul's plan is futile, completely. But he no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules as the rest of us somehow. If he won't hear me out, perhaps a third party will have more luck. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It'll allow you to download my report and grant you access to the control deck. I hope you're able to sway him, because if you don't, we're all dead. A deck up in the control room. The console is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Go now.
Due to the unexpected scale of the rift modulator, separating it from the ship is impossible. This unit recommends seeking more information about the modulator.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Schematic secured. These rift coordinates are deep into unexplored space. That contradicts most rift causation theories, or hints at more troubling implications. Best table that topic for now. We can't do anything with the rift modulator yet. Not until we deal with the console. So, shall we? My calculations find this to be a particularly critical juncture. To deactivate the rift modulator, we must now, through some means, neutralize the console's threat. Alternatives to killing exist, but they are not without risk. You could try dissuading the console. Sow doubt in his heart. Undermine his arguments profoundly. But if you push him too far, prepare for violence. I predictably am already prepared.
To quote the wise director Watterson, chaos is an opportunity.
I suggest a quick break for opportunistic field resupply and intelligence acquisition. Never know, might find something strategically advantageous.
Redactor Essman. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat. This will be quick. My sentinels tell me
The
you
Sovereign was a naive fool. A console, scheming sprat with delusions of competence. Time will tell which was more destructive.
ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so I do have a germ of an idea. A less grand version of the grand plan. Instead of atoms and particles and such, it's made up of us. All doing our part, like cogs in a machine.
Interesting. A system where every subject believes they have a role to play. Enthusiastic obedience. Why, the Sovereign and I were thinking of this very thing. What should we call it?
Well,
You've come quite close enough. Sentinels, if you would.
Your tampering with the rifts is against the plan. A correction is imminent, and none of us may survive it.
So passionately delivered, and yet so utterly incorrect. What you are witnessing is my saving of Arcadia, and ridding it permanently of trespassers like you. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You're proud of your actions? You consider it an achievement?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future, one free of doubt and greed. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out. So you say, but you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
I doubt you've had anyone capable checking your calculations. You don't strike me as particularly thorough, or much of a heavy thinker.
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. I am only doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us. And what is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim? I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale might. One data point means little. The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. Nothing you claim can disprove everything that points to this reality. And now I've reached the end of my patience. You came here claiming so boldly that I would fail, but you have yet to provide any proof. So where is it? What do you have? How do you... I didn't ruin him. He did what he had to out of love for Arcadia, because he could not be the leader it needed. And now, I am the sole defender of this land. His sacrifice will not be in vain. It cannot be. This is not the same. I am excising sickness from the whole. And our rift modulator possesses more power than anything you can imagine. Your data could be wrong. You may try.
I'll handle this. Standing by to stupefy. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Try to limit further damage. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Suffered extensive damage, Commander.
Which is not advised.
A cowardly explosion!
The ship's helm may now be accessed, Commander.
Thank you, dear. Field calculations suggest the rift will soon completely destabilize. The rift modulator can be utilized to stop it, but the only way to do so is to fly it inside. Empty words aside, you can count on me to do what I must. All of you, stop fretting unduly. There's only one person here who can do this right. I'll fly the ship.
This unit ranks Agent Delgado among the team's top 3 most effective members. Her loss will reduce the team's overall competency.
None of that's necessary. Just had to get done. Like you need to get everyone out of here. Now.
Marisol Delgado calculated that Arcadia had the best chance of survival. if she flew the ship herself. She had come to care for the members of her team. Her sacrifice was the most efficient way to protect them. Vigilant Hogarth was declared a traitor to the Protectorate, along with most other Westport townsfolk. They were judged according to the paradigm, then sentenced to be executed until dead, forever tied to the city they could not protect. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Inez struggled to resume gainful employment with Auntie's choice. Fortunately, her association with the commander helped her find a spot in a combat unit as a field medic. Yet she couldn't help but wonder if life had more in store. Tristan never uncovered who actually killed the Supreme Arbiter, a failing that chipped away at his ability to arbitrate. His once promising calling eventually ended with him stripped of rank, programming menial automechanicals somewhere deep within the husk of Protectorate society. Marisol sacrificed herself to save Arcadia. And while many found it unbelievable that a once legendary assassin would make such a selfless choice, her crewmates on the Incognito understood completely. Asa finally achieved her dream of dying in a rift. All it took was a daring and blood-soaked heist of a modulator to create a rift that she then summarily leapt into. Thus Asa remained a fanatical member of the Glorious Dawn, spreading the truth of the rifts to her final agonized breath. Forced to think for themselves after a lifetime of luxurious certainty, Protectorate hardliners banded together to preserve their society. Without the Order or the corporatists controlling Arcadia, they had a real chance at making a comeback. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. With unfettered access to skip drives, and its reputation untarnished by its still secret agreement with the Protectorate, the Earth Directorate became what it was always meant to be, the ultimate authority in Arcadia. The colony served as a base to expand the agency's reach across the galaxy. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from Point Obviation lived on, with a seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of Purple Berry Crunch. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, an arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.